Okay, hi students. Our next topic in this chapter under circular motion is nothing but VCM, which is vertical circular motion. See, based on this topic, you have vertical circular motion. So, based on this topic, you have four derivations. The shortcut of it is VCM. Okay. So, first we will see what do you mean by vertical circular motion. Second, there are four derivations in it. First is for derive expression for tension of a particle performing VCM. Second, derive expression for energy. Third, to show that TL minus TH is equal to 6 mg, means tension at lowest minus tension at highest is equal to 6 mg. And the fourth is to show that the total energy remains constant throughout the motion of the body in VCM. So these are the four derivations under this topic. I'll try to cover at least two derivations today and two derivations tomorrow. So let's start with VCM, that is vertical circular motion. So first we'll see what do you mean by VCM. What is vertical circular motion? If the motion of the body is different at different points on the circle, it is known as VCM, which is vertical circular motion. At each and every point on the circle, its motion is different, its velocity is different, it has different values of tension, hence it is known as VCM, which comes under non-uniform circular motion, which we have seen one of the examples of non-UCM, which is vertical circular motion. Means at each and every point the velocity of the body goes on changing, hence it is known as VCM, vertical circular motion. Now let's see example. Suppose this is a circle, right? In this the body is moving along the circumference with different values, different speeds. Now suppose in this VCM we will consider three positions. This is the lowest position, this is the midway position, and this is the highest position. Suppose this is center O. Now see, the body is going from lowest position to highest position. As it is moving against the gravity, its velocity will go on decreasing or increasing. You just think the particle is moving in upward direction, means what? Its velocity goes on decreasing because it is moving against the gravitational force. So when it reaches at point H, its velocity will be minimum, right? Hence velocity and tension at highest point is minimum. But when the body is coming from highest point to lowest point, the gravity supports the motion of the body, hence its velocity becomes maximum at lowest point and tension becomes maximum at lowest point. Just take a simple example. You are throwing a ball in upward direction. Its motion is very less. Just to throw the ball like this, due to gravitational force, that ball will be attracted towards it, hence the speed will go on decreasing. But when you throw a ball from upward and downward direction, it will move with a very high speed. So same over here, when it is going from lowest to highest point against gravitational force, its velocity decreases, hence tension decreases. When it is coming from highest to lowest, its velocity increases, hence tension increases, and therefore it supports the motion. Therefore you can say that at highest point the velocity and the tension of the body is minimum, and at lowest point the velocity and tension of the body is maximum due to Earth's gravitational influence. And this we have to prove using those derivations, right? So first derivation which we are going to see is nothing but expression for tension of a particle performing VCM, which is vertical circular motion. And we will consider the three positions, because at these three positions you can easily know the value of theta, because it goes on changing at each and every point. But at these three positions you can easily tell what angular displacement or what angle the particle is covering. Okay, so let's see first derivation, which is expression for tension. So first is expression for tension of a body performing VCM. This derivation will come for 3 marks. We will draw the figure for it. See, the simple figure we will draw. Suppose this is a circle. Now this is center O. We will consider three positions. Just now I have told you. This is lowest, this is highest, sorry, this is midway, and this is highest position. Okay, the velocity at lowest position is nothing but denoted by VL. The velocity, linear velocity at midway position is denoted by Vm. The velocity at highest position is denoted by Vh. Okay, now suppose we consider any point P at this position. This is angle theta. Okay, the weight acting on it will be in downward direction mg. You will resolve it into two components. This is theta, this will be mg cos theta, and this component will be mg sin theta. Okay, tension towards the center at lowest position is denoted by TL, towards mid it is denoted by Tm, and towards height it is denoted by Ts, and due to particle P is denoted by Tp, and the velocity at point P is nothing but Vp. So this is in general figure for VCM. Okay, now let's derive the expression. First we will consider due to any point P, and after that we will calculate at lowest, mid and highest position. Okay, so what you can say, consider a particle present at point P. Two forces are acting on the particle. So what two forces are acting on the particle? First is weight mg and second is tension, right? Two forces are acting. Mg is resolved into two components, which is mg cos theta and second is mg sin theta, right? Now we'll just consider the balancing condition. You want to derive the tension value. So tension at point P is nothing but Tp, which is towards the center. Centripetal force is also towards the center. So you can easily say that Tp and mg cos theta both are balanced by what? Centripetal force, which is mv square upon r. So simple, you can write down Tp minus mg cos theta is nothing but equal to mvp square upon r. So both the forces are balanced by the centripetal force. Simple, right? Now this and this are in opposite direction, therefore Tp minus mg cos theta. Take this term over here. So Tp is equal to mvp square upon r plus mg cos theta. So this is nothing but tension at any point P. You can substitute the value of theta, whatever that theta value is there. Suppose at point P the theta value is 30 degree. You can substitute directly cos theta value. You know the velocity at point P, you can directly substitute. Next, if theta value is 40 degree, you can directly substitute. Okay. Now A part, we will calculate tension at first lowest position. Tension at lowest position. TL. Tension at lowest position is denoted by TL, right? Now, at lowest position, what is value of theta? 0 degree. Just substitute the values of theta. So, cos 0 is 1. So, therefore, TL is equal to, instead of Vp, you will get the value at lowest as VL. mVL square upon R plus cos theta value is 1, cos 0 is 1, plus mg. So, this is tension at lowest position. It's very simple. Next, B part, tension at midway, which is denoted by Tm. What is theta value at midway? At this theta value is 90 degrees. So what is cos theta? Cos 90, which is 0. Substitute over here. What you will get? Tm is equal to mvm square upon r plus 0. So therefore Tm is equal to mvm square upon r. So this is tension at midway position. And C part is tension at highest position. Which is denoted by TH. Theta value is 180 degrees, right? So cos of 180 is nothing but minus 1. So therefore TH is equal to mvh square upon r minus 1, minus of mg, sorry, right? So this is nothing but tension at highest position. So compare these three. See, TL is mvh square upon r plus mg. TH is mvh square upon r minus mg. So when you compare these three, you can say that the tension at highest position is low, or you can say it as minimum, and the tension at lowest position is maximum, because gravity supports the motion of the body when it is coming from highest position to lowest position. Okay, so this is nothing but expression for tension. It will come for 3 marks. Again you see, Vp is the velocity at point P, Vm velocity at M, Vh velocity at highest position, Vl velocity at lowest position. Point P, weight mg is resolved into two components. Two forces are acting, mg and tension T. Mg is resolved into two components. This is nothing but balancing, which we have done in banking of rods and in conical pendulum. So Tp is towards center, mg cos theta is away. So Tp minus mg cos theta, both forces are balanced by mvp square upon r, which is centripetal force. So you just substitute the values of theta at lowest, highest and mid, you will get the values of tension. Okay. Next derivation is for velocity of the particle at lowest, highest and midway position. Okay, in this derivation you will require law of conservation of energy. So see, you can keep the figure as it is for VCM, or you can change it. If you want to change, you just have to add r and 2r over there in a circle. See, we'll derive next expression for velocity in VCM. Okay, again this will come for 4 marks, right? See the figure of it. Again this is a circle, VCM, this is O, this is midway position, this is lowest position, and this is highest. Velocity over here is Vm, velocity over here is Vh, velocity over here is Vl, this is R, and this total is 2R. You will require this because you want law of conservation of energy. Okay, so first we will derive at velocity at highest, Vh. See, when you want to derive this, if you want to continue the vertical circular motion, the tension at this highest point should be greater than or equal to 0. This is the condition to find the velocity at highest point. Why? Because see, when the body is coming from lowest position to highest position, it has the influence of gravity. When you throw some ball in upward direction, what will happen? When you throw it in upward direction, it will come back in downward direction due to influence of gravity. Similarly over here, when the body is going from lowest position to highest position, it should have some influence of gravitational force. It has some influence. So when it wants to come down again towards lowest position, that tension value should be greater than or equal to 0. Then only it will come down towards downward position. Otherwise it will fly away if gravitational force is not considered without gravity. So therefore this condition is there that to continue VCM, TH should be greater than or equal to 0. So when this condition is satisfied, TH is equal to 0, you will easily get the value of VH. How? See, what is TH? mVH square upon R minus mg. This TH value is 0. So mVH square upon R minus mg, take this over here. mg is equal to mVH square upon R. M will get cancelled out. VH square is Rg. Therefore, VH is equal to under root of Rg. So this is velocity at highest position. So using this velocity at highest position, we will calculate velocity at midway position. And using velocity at midway position, we will calculate velocity at lowest position. Okay. So B part is velocity at midway position, which is denoted by Vm. In this we will use law of conservation of energy. So what is law of conservation of energy? Using VH we have to derive this. So total energy at highest is equal to total energy at mid. Right? This is law of conservation of energy. That means the energy remains conserved. It remains fixed. What is total energy? Kinetic energy at highest plus potential energy at highest is equal to kinetic energy at mid plus potential energy at mid. Right? What is kinetic energy at highest position? Half mvh square. Potential energy at highest position mgh. But over here, what is the height? At highest position, what is height? 2r. So instead of h, you will substitute it as 2r. Right? Is equal to kinetic energy at mid half m vm square plus potential energy at mid mg h, but instead of h you will substitute it as r, because at midway the height is r. Here I can write down, since height at highest point is 2r and height at midway point is r, that is mgr. Now you just compare. See, m will get cancelled throughout. So half vh square is equal to, sorry, half m gets cancelled out, right? Half vh square plus g2r is equal to half vm square plus gr. You want to calculate what? Vm square. Substitute vh square. What is vh square? Nothing but rg. So rg by 2 plus 2rg is equal to half Vm square plus Rg, right? When you cross multiply this, what value you will get? 1 plus 4. 5 by 2 Rg is equal to half Vm square plus Rg, right? When you take this over here, plus Rg, 5 by 2 Rg, here it will become minus Rg, is half Vm square. This you will get it as 3 by 2 Rg is equal to half Vm square. Half will get cancelled out. So Vm square is nothing but 3 Rg. So therefore Vm is equal to under root of 3 Rg. So you have got the velocity at midpoint as under root 3 Rg. Now we will calculate velocity at lowest point. So you can say C part, velocity at lowest, which is denoted by V here, right? Again, total energy at lowest is equal to total energy at mid. What is total energy at lowest? Kinetic energy at lowest plus potential energy at lowest is equal to kinetic energy at mid plus potential energy at mid. Kinetic energy at lowest is half mvl square plus potential energy at lowest is 0 because there is no height, is equal to half mvm square plus potential energy at mid is nothing but mrg, right? So half mvl square is equal to half mvm square plus mrg. Again m will get cancelled throughout. In place of vm square you can substitute 3rg. So half vl square is equal to half m into 3rg plus m is getting cancelled out, sorry, plus rg. So what value you will get? Half vl square is equal to 3 by 2 rg plus rg, 5 by 2 rg. So half vl square is equal to 5 by 2 rg, right? 2 will get cancelled out. So vl square is 5 rg. So therefore VL is under root of 5 rg. So get the value of VL as under root 5 rg. I think that is not visible to you. I will write it over here. So VL is under root of 5 rg. So we have got the velocities at highest point, midway point and lowest point. So using these three values, you can say that the velocity at lowest point is more as compared to highest point. Okay. So this completes 2 derivations. In the next point, we will see the remaining 2 derivations and we will cover whole VCM again in a tabular format. Okay.